Yes, and welcome to Vasili's Garden, folks. We're going to pull these bags apart. This is the potting mix trial we've completed. You see the grass is growing through. I've got to clean this area out and prepare it for the next trial, which is our liquid fertilizers. But we said, well, I said at the beginning that once we finish, we'll pull out some of these roots and see the condition of the root system on these plants. I'm not going to pull every single one out of each bag because it'll just take forever for demonstration purposes. I might just work with the coslettas and see what's going on. Vader's just in the way there. Hey Vader, you can move out of the way, mate. There we are. That's our first one. So I'm going to put this on a table with a handful of soil or potty mix on the table so we can inspect later. And don't mind that big black wall there in front of you. That's called, no, that's Vader. That's Kara. I'm getting confused now. We've got Leia, Vader and Kara. And come on, that's it. I'm up. I'm out of here. Done. This is the Scott's Pathetic Performance potty mix. Only because it did absolutely nothing, folks. And now looking at this, it looks like it's come straight out of the chook house. You know, bark and straw and chook poo. Let's see what roots we got here. Oh, there we are. They're starting to grow now. And let's get a handful of soil, or whatever you call this stuff, from the middle. Jesus, what is in here? I'm placing them on the table here in the same order as I'm taking them out of the bag. So in the same order the bags are positioned. You can see, actually, we're going to run out of room here. So we've got the sea salt one here at the moment. Well, we might do it like this in front. And then we've got the Scott's, that one there. And we'll play with that in a minute. And we'll keep going. And now we've got this shitty one. The sillies. Not bad, eh? That's why I had to use the trowel, because I knew what was going to be underneath there. Let's, one second, pick it up carefully. There we are. All right, we've got them all laid out here, folks, in the same order as what we had them in the bag. So you can see the Sea Salt, Scott's Premium, Vasili's, the Garden Basics, and so on and so on. Black Marvel at the end, and the other half closer to the camera is the Yates Natives Plus Organics. These are the Scott's. That's the premium potting. That's a tomato veg Scott's again. I'm confused, but anyway. Scott's Rose Azalea Food and Scott's Premium. So let's start. Well, let's start where you're looking at there. I'm going to come around here. So I've just come around. Now we've got a Scott's Premium. Let's have a look at the root ball. Really clean. There's look at that. We've got composters in here because we've got so much bark in here. The root ball's really clean, so we're not getting aggregation, which means the microbes are not connecting to the fine roots. They may be in the middle, but that's just the webbing that's happening on there. But if I was to shake it all off, it'll be pretty clean. There you go. So that is very barky, I think. I mean, this is what potting mixes are. Basically a bark base with a little bit of organic matter and a lot of slow release fertilizer in. I hate this stuff. You know, you can, if you like it, good on you. I wouldn't put it in my garden beds regardless. So that's in here as well. Anyway, let's move on. So we've got some, roots growing through. Look how dry this stuff is. Now these haven't been watered. They all got watered at the same time, and they all been getting watered at the same time at the end of the day. So a little bit of aggregation. See not a lot there, but that's what you want to start seeing. So this is a Scott's Rose. This isn't for your seedlings. So that's not too bad there. But again, it just looks like, I don't know what that is. It's growing in there. We've got slow release. We've got a lot of different types of barks in here. So, wood shavings, which is good because you want to compost them down. But really, I'm looking at this. Let's just go on before I make a statement. All right, the Scott's Tomato and Veg. Now we pulled out the seedling because that's at the size it reached. Everything else bolted by the time this one even decided to grow. So very poor quality. Now this is, and can you just put the camera to me for a second? I've had a few of you saying to me, well, the tomato and veg is designed for maybe vegetables that are like tomatoes or similar to tomato growth. Bullshit. Tomato and veg, vegetables. It's vegetables. All these leafy greens are part of it, and herbs. So, and it's got herbs as well. So it's not just tomatoes and veg. And when you start talking to me about NPK, do your research. Understand what NPK is and why they use it and when it was invented and why it was invented and created. to simplify our gardening needs, but at the end of the day, we didn't realise until, 70, 80 years later down the track today, the amount of damage we're doing by just working on 3 macronutrients, phosphate, nitrogen, phosphate and potash. It doesn't work like that. There are, there's so many other elements in the soil and minerals that we need to work with. And if your soils or your mixes are only based on those 3 elements, we're in a lot of trouble, folks. So, no, the tomato, veg and herb was designed for tomato, veg and herb. Maybe I got a bad bag. I don't know, but it's still got slow release fertiliser in it. There it is there. I didn't put this in there. I've got no intentions of tampering with the trials here. Look, slow release again. Stuff that's not good for you. So these are all the added stuff. Now this is a Plus Organics, no aggregation, really poor roots. I mean, good root system, but no connection with microbial activity. No fungi, no microbes or bacteria, I should say, growing in here. And half a decent root ball because it's got some organics in it, but it's also got slow release. And if you've got the slow release in there, what else have you got in there? We'll never know. Plus Organics Premium. Very, very sort of sawdusty stuff. Look at it. It's really sawdusty. Look at this. Just different, and look, there's different, it hasn't even been blended properly. It doesn't look like it because you've got some reddy stuff there and some grey, brown stuff in here, black. It's, I don't know. Well, one thing I do know, slow release fertiliser. It's a reoccurring theme here, isn't it? Now this is the native. I kind of like this one. Look at the aggregation on here. Look at the roots. How good. This isn't designed for vegetables, yet it performed really well. And I can see, look, that's clean. You don't want a clean root. You want it like that, and if not more, and longer roots, big, strong roots growing through. And the soil itself, it looks like it's all just starting to break down now. Like this stuff, it hasn't aged properly. It hasn't been composted properly. It's just been thrown together with some added fertilisers, maybe a little bit of manure, but it hasn't been aged like the bark in it. Now, this one here concerns me. This is the stuff that we found in here. There's more there. Look at this. This is added nitrogen. That's what it looks like to me. That's nitrogen ball. So basically you water that, it dilutes, it disconnects the plant from any bacterial activity or microbial, and it forces the plant to grow small roots like it has here, because look, nitrogen balls in here, right? So the plant's taking up its nutrients out of there and has no need to grow bigger roots and healthier roots. That's why they stay small. So you want something that's inorganic, all here, folks. And now we're looking at black marble, and I hear people raving about this stuff. Have a look at the root ball. It'll grow pretty clean. I mean, wait till I get to mine. Mine will probably be the same. But at the end of the day, it's the size of the root ball as well. We have very small roots making any effort to grow out there because it's getting all its nutrients from all these added fertilizers, all these inorganic fertilizers, slow release again. And, yes, bark, that's the basis of all potting mix. Well, maybe not all anymore, but most of them have been. So black marble has got some organic in it, I think what it says on the bag, and some inorganic stuff, synthetic. Okay, garden basics, tomato and veg. This one, yeah, that's a lettuce. Not too bad. I mean, still small root ball. Nothing to be proud about. Now, these didn't grow well. And the mixture, well, this one looks not too bad. It's very barky again. I haven't done a squeeze test, and I know for potting mix you don't want it to go hard and firm, but you want it to hold a little bit there. But if it's a bit too coarse, it'll just drain away too quickly and dehydrate real quickly. Now, that's got no slow release, or it has. I can't remember. Well, there's a mark there. We put a mark there because we did find slow release in these. So we're still searching here. Anyway.
It's got the white stuff.
It's got the white stuff in here. Okay, well, let's just move on to this one and see if we can find anything in here as well. And that's got the white stuff as well. Yep, it has got some in there. Now, this is a blend of different material. There's a little bit of bark. It looks like a little bit of a hull, like a rice hull, like we have in ours. Almost looks similar. See it there? I'm starting to notice something here like that. It's not quite the same. It might be a different grain. But anyway, let's have a look at the root ball. Wait, this one is the pak choi. That's right, because it didn't have any cos lettuce growing in it. So this one failed miserably, the all-purpose. We only had the pak choi grow, which is a pretty easy plant to grow. Let's go on to the premium. There you go. There's your premium lettuce, cos lettuce. We didn't even get to cut it. It's a dwarf cos lettuce. It's a mini one. You know those new ones? No, it's not. I'm joking. All right, it just didn't grow. This is their Yep, that's starting to break down. But look, again, all this white stuff, and it's not a mycelium growing in here, folks. There's got to be some sort of release, nutrient release in here that's inorganic. And this is just toothpicks. Just a bit of toothpicks. I don't know what's in here. Guys, I'd really love to know if the company is willing to share their data with me and tell me what their mix is. You don't have to tell me the proportions of each item, material that you put in it, but I'd love to know what's in there. Anyway, let's go to ours. Now, this is our blend. Let's have a look for some slow release fertilizer. Oh, I found one. There's a slow release fertilizer. Oh, look, it's come to life. That's an organic slow release fertilizer. It's a composter. That's what he does. He gets in there and breaks down all the organic stuff. And I saw some in the other bags as well, but we've got some charcoal and we've got some compost in here. We've got some cow manure. Look at that. That is just like cookie. Well, not cookie, well, that is manure. That is beautiful stuff. Now, let's have a look at the root ball. I'm going to try and pull this apart. That's all root. All right. Not so much aggregated at the bottom there, but it's really netted at the top there. So I would have loved to see more aggregation going on in here. But at the end of the day, we've got a decent sized root ball. That's probably the closest one to size. You can see that. The native done really well with its root system, but I'm just disappointed that the fact that we can't use it for vegetables, because it's everything but organic. Anyway, let's go on. What's this one? Scott's Premium, the one that did nothing, absolutely nothing. And I don't know what's in here. I'm confused. This looks like sawdust from a sawmill and just wood shavings and other stuff in there. And this hasn't composted yet. This still needs to age. This stuff is too fresh. You can't grow anything in this, especially if you haven't got anything organic. That's why they rely on synthetic fertilisers and slow release fertilisers, folks. Because, I mean, yeah, you may as well just grow in cocoa pith. Seriously, you're probably better off. I mean, that's what we're doing with our trial at the moment, but this stuff hasn't composted. This is going to be, look, this stuff is fresh as the day it was chipped. What is that? Oh, this is just rubble. There's stuff coming in from anywhere. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. That's just what my naked eye, view of what I see there. Now, this is Seasol. My good friends at Seasol. What's going on here, folks? I know what's going on. This is what's going on. It's got nitrogen balls in here too. Here you go. There's one there. There's another one there. They're everywhere. Let's pull this apart. Yep, there they are. There it is. No, there. Nitrogen balls. So you can grow something organic, and as soon as you put something synthetic into it, you disconnect the plant from the soil or the potting mix. Anyway, at the end of the day, it's like having a probiotic and an antibiotic at the same time. You're counteracting each other there, so it's pointless. I was going to pull this apart. I didn't do it properly earlier, and I'm just trying to get into here. Look how nice and fluffy that soil is, right? And it does collapse straight away. So it holds its moisture. It does really well. I really love this soil. This is our planting mix, folks. And I call it a soil because it's not a bark. And it's compost and it's got organic matter in it. Now, for those who didn't see this trial, the potting mix trial, you can find it on our YouTube channel and other platforms as well. YouTube will be easier. But what happened here, those potting mixes or those plants that grew, they actually grew well. One of the better ones was the native one, even though it's not designed for seedlings and vegetables. But those that didn't grow well really failed miserably. I mean, the Garden Basics was at the bottom of the ladder. Ours came out on top. We had one of our vegetables or veggies that was a little bit lower in the bricks than some other ones, but all the others were, flying colours. This one here is their premium, the Scott's one, Performance, which doesn't seem to have any slow release fertiliser in it or anything like that, so it's meant to be an organic one base. But I'll tell you something, based on the other stuff that they make, they may as well put some in here as well, I think, because this is it. This is what we got out of it. I haven't harvested this one, folks, and I reckon, well, the other ones are still sitting in there. You can have a look at the bag. Well, no, you can't, because you don't control the camera, do you? There you go. It does control the camera. Well, you saw it. Very poor quality in growth there. So overall, in the highest bricks count out of all these was our one here, my one there, our planting mix. So if you're looking to grow vegetables in your own garden, that's what we want to do, and grow for the benefit of good health and nutrition for our gut bio, well, then get our planting mix. Or otherwise, if you can't get that, find something close to it or something very similar to it. And I don't know what's out there. I mean, I've tried all these ones here and I'm not pretty impressed at all. Or if you don't care about your bricks levels and the nutritional level, well, that's your decision, and just grow and continue on your merry way in the way you garden. I think we need to take a hard look at what we're doing in our garden, and this is the beginning of it. We're starting from the ground up and we're working our way through the different fertilisers. So folks, sit back and enjoy the journey, because I'm going to decipher a lot of problems that are going on in our industry, especially our fertilisers, our potting mixes and more, just to make sure that we are getting what we're told we're getting. You want to get what you pay for and not be taken for a ride, folks. What can I say? This is my very simple, unscientific approach of analysing potting mix from what I found so far. And this is from the Big Green Shed. And our one, they're involved as well. And you know, you got my opinion. I'm one to tell you, look, this is what I see. I see this stuff here. Look at this, that little ball. Well, nature doesn't make those. It might in another form, but not like that. So if it's not a natural product, you shouldn't be putting it into your vegetable garden. Check out our website, vasilisgarden.com. Today's grand final day, by the way. My team's not playing, so I don't really care. But for those who do love the footy, hope you have a wonderful time. And if you're at the footy, enjoy the atmosphere and the event. And for those who are watching it from home and spending time in the garden, well, lap it all up, because it's going to be a nice warm day ahead. And get to your garden centres and give them a lot of good support, the independent garden centres. Our range is out there. Check out our stockist page for your nearest stockist. We've got to be here. Or otherwise, you can go to our click and collect page and select from Lethbridge or Dandenong North, where you can get all our wonderful products at great discounted prices. And the coupon code word for today and tomorrow is final. Enjoy another discount from me, Vasili Maresi.